Christmas is fast approaching, or it was when I wrote this, that time of the year when people celebrate the birth of Jesus, or they used to do that. Now it's more of a giant secular spasm, a shopping frenzy when people buy gifts for other people to show their love for them, and all of that buying stimulates the economy, which in peacetime is something of a miracle. So any way you cut it, it's a special time of the year. Considering the cast of a typical Christmas or nativity scene, Jesus is still the central character, and Mary, his mother, she also plays a very prominent part. But Joseph? Where does Joseph fit in? He almost doesn't. This guy is really the forgotten man. He gets less play than the ox and the lamb or the little drummer boy. I don't think there are any carols about poor old Joseph. Hey Joe, I hear you shot your old lady down. No, that can't be it. Joseph is sort of living proof that three's a crowd. He's definitely the odd man out. You kind of even wonder what he's doing there. Talk about a token presence. I mean, his wife is still a virgin, which at the very least is a bit odd for a married couple, and if that's not enough, she's about to give birth. As they say, you do the math, or the biology. How did she explain that to him? Did she even bother to try? Look, Joseph, an angel came to me and, is he going to buy that? Apparently, since he's there, in the manger, he did. Which, in my book, is another kind of miracle. Or, maybe an angel came to him too. As Paul Harvey used to say, this is the rest of the story. The angel came to Joseph, he was fat, bald, drinking whiskey out of a flask. And he said, listen, Joe, I got to level with you. Some very heavy shit is about to go down. More likely, this schlep Joseph didn't even rate an angel. In his story, he's a placeholder, the ultimate cuckold, the guy who gets the short end of the stick. Because he accepts this raw deal in the classic sense, Joseph is the guy who takes one for the team. He's just a carpenter, a tradesman. What does he know about any of this? And when you hear people talking about Saint Joseph, they're referring to another guy, another Joseph, not this Joseph. This Joseph is just some poor schmuck who's left holding the bag. Check that. He doesn't even get a bag. He's got nothing except a pregnant wife and then a kid he knows can't be his. I wonder if he's ever talked to anyone about it. Another carpenter or a miller, somebody. That's not really my son. And I've never had, any physical relations with her, my wife. Which is how I know, see, he's not my kid. He's telling this to a guy on their lunch break. And the guy says, Joe, what are you saying? You're kidding me, right? Yeah, that's it. I'm just having a laugh. And this other guy would go off thinking, man, this Joseph is really an odd duck. As for Joseph, he's glad he didn't tell the guy the part about the angel. He's not going to breathe a word of this to anybody ever again. I don't know what happened to this Joseph. I think he kind of fades away. Mary is still around when Jesus dies, but I don't think there's any mention of Joseph trying to save him. Hey, why don't you leave my son alone? What did he ever do to you? So he probably died, or maybe he couldn't take it anymore, and he split, gathered up some savings, and turned to a life of sin, gambling, drinking, shacking up with all sorts of women. If that's the case, I understand. I know the true believers wouldn't stand for anything like that. They'd want him to be a good sport, a good soldier, and hang around, like the ox and lamb, build things out of wood, like tables and chairs and houses and churches and crosses that could be used for crucifixion, a popular form of public execution then. This Christmas, I'm going to think about Joseph when I'm out shopping. I doubt if any angel ever came to him, but maybe when the 3 wise men arrived with their gold, frankincense, and myrrh, maybe they had enough sense or good manners to offer him a cigar and say something nice like, congratulations, or way to go, at the very least, a pat on the back. Even the ox and lamb got that.